Hey there, comic book fans. Didn't just get back from the comic shop. Was there yesterday. First chance I've got to make the video. Big week though. I got 10 comics plus 2 books. I don't even know what the 10 comics were. They've been in the plain paper bag since then. Since I haven't got a chance to look at them till right now. But first I'll show you the top of the printer museum covers of the week. Got Avengers number 31. I think this is my oldest issue of Avengers. A dashing Don Heck Avengers cover. And what Age of Bronze is this? 14. Issue 14 of Age of Bronze. Sacrifice 5. Eric Shanower. His series. Really good series. I kind of like the covers, but wish the art was bigger on these covers. It's a little too designy with the logo being bigger than the art. But I still like Eric Shanower's Age of Bronze series, so I had one of those out. And let's see, the first thing I got was a freebie. Batman, the Joker, the Deadly Duo. This is, I think this weekend we had like Batman Day or something like that on Saturday, so DC put out a free Batman comic. This is the Eric Silvestri Batman that came out. It's a reprint that came out recently. Plus, they had one you could buy if you wanted, which was like a foil-covered reprint of 608. The one with that Jim Lee Batman just standing there that everybody goes crazy for. That there's the opposite one of Superman just standing there that everyone goes crazy for. I think they were alternate covers way back when. But you could get a foil version of that cover for like $8. So there's the free one. Then let's see, what do we have here? We have Madam Satan, Hell on Earth. This is another one of the Archie horror comics. I've been enjoying these Archie horror comics. They're all one-shots. So when I see them out there, I usually put them on my pull list or pick them up. Who did this one? Story by Elliot Rahal. Line art by Vincenzo Federici. Coloring by Ellie Wright, lettering by Jack Morelli. So, if you want to read all that, go right ahead. But Madam Satan was like some Golden Age character that Archie had. I looked her up recently. There's the other. I like the Sue Lee cover too. There's both covers. But I guess I picked because usually I pick out the cover when I go on final order cutoff and pre-order them. So I guess I picked it then. Then we got what? I thought that was Captain America's shield down there for a second. Nocterra, issue number 16. This is the Scott Snyder, Tony S. Daniel, Marcelo Melos comic that's been going on for a while now. Takes place after the Earth has gone dark due to some reason. They actually explained the reason. We finally got the explanation for why the Earth went dark. It's not like the light disappeared and that things can still live, but things can turn into monsters too. So it's been a fun series. I just had a special recently that wasn't fun, but the rest of it's been okay. I've been enjoying it. It's a solid B for me, so I'm enjoying it. Then we've got Grimm, issue number 13, another one that's getting up there in numbers. Who's this one by? Stephanie Phillips Flaviano and Ricca Renzi. This one is about like afterlife stuff where the main character is a Grim Reaper and there's a bunch of Grim Reaper friends and there's all this political stuff going on in the afterlife where she found out her father was death or something like that, and now they've been in hell for a couple of issues of for some reason. I can't even remember. This one's the art really. I really like the art on it. It's pretty good. Act 3, hell. The art and storytelling are really good, so I've enjoyed that one too. Oh, we also have Saga, of course, by Fiona Staples and Brian K. Vaughan, as it says up top. That looks a little different for Fiona Staples, that style she's using on this cover. Saga, of course, has been going on for 66 issues. It's a saga. But she changed her art style, tweaked her art style a little bit when she came back here. And her storytelling style I've enjoyed a whole lot. So Saga continues. What is there to say about Saga? It's been going on for 66 issues. Either you're reading it by now or you're not. Speaking of you're reading it by now or not, Spawn is on 345, which I buy because it's the last of the $3 comics, so I'm getting the last of the $3 comics, darn it. Rory McConville and Carlo Barberi, writer and artist, J. David Ramos, the colors, and Tom Orzechowski is lettering the thing. It's a big superhero Spawn war. Heaven and hell. Well, we got more heaven and hell going on. Are fighting each other. And Spawn's in the middle trying to do something. I enjoy the book, but I don't really pay that much attention to the plot. It's just kind of plot. But the art is nice. The storytelling is good. And the plot is big superhero heaven and hell war. I mean, and here we go with some more hell. In hell we fight. This is a more lighthearted hell. Even though it ain't that lighthearted. There's bad things going on. Oh, next issue. Giant trap. This is the story of these few characters down here are in hell and they're on an adventure. This is the kind of hell you can have an adventure in. Once again, I like the artwork and the storytelling in this. Wow, it was like I remember like last year or the year before, all my comics were about were post-apocalyptic. Now all my comics are hell battles. How did that happen? But this one's got a sense of humor to it too. It's there's scary things in it, but it's kind of light, scary things. Like there's the ice cream truck in hell. That's their transportation at the moment. And I think a bunch of the whoever. Oh boy, there's a nice splash page. I like that. That's really cool. Who's the artist on this? Jock. J-O-K Jock, not J-O-C-K Jock. J-O-C-K Jock is that Batman artist who did that Joker turning into bats cover. This is J-O-K, and John Layman is writing it. What did he write? He wrote Chew, I think. Oh, nice dragon there. So, this one's been fun. We're on issue 4, yep. Then we got Time Before Time. Once again, another one written by Rory McConville, just like Spawn is. But this one's also, he's got Declan Shalvey co-writing it with him. And Jeffo is our artist for this issue. I think this is our last story arc of this. They kind of hinted that it's ending at 30. But I haven't seen anything definite that says it's ending at 30. But this one's been a lot of fun. Been a gangster time travel story. There's two gangster organizations from two different eras. Like one's in like 2700, one's in like 3500, and they control time travel. And if time travel is kind of small, it's not this huge, all-encompassing thing. And they keep it small and on the down low too, so they can control it, the gangsters. And they started having a gang war too. Meanwhile, our main characters are caught up in all this. Last issue of Howard Chaykin's Hey Kids Comics, Volume 3, Evolution of the Fan. This is it's been about comics history, the warts and all, mostly warts, story of comics history, thinly veiled version of actual historical comic people. There's a key, oh my goodness, look at that key this month. That's all the. Sometimes it's tough to keep track of who all the characters are, and Howard Chaykin does not hold your hand when you're reading Hey Kids Comics, so you got to pay attention during this one, but it's a lot of fun. The Schlock of the New is Volume 3, so they got them all in trade too if you ever want to read it. Let's see, the last thing I got was the magazine-sized The Forged. What number are we on here? Issue number 4. This is the new story arc, and this is pretty thick too. I think it's 48 pages. It feels like at least. Adventure, sci-fi, space opera. That describes it pretty well. Oops, I'm knocking over my comics. Hold on here. And Greg Rucka. Who's this? Story? Greg Rucka and Eric Troutman. Art? Eric Troutman and Mike Henderson, I guess. Colors by Nolan Woodward. Letters by Ariana Mayer. There's our credits. Well, I like the first. It was about this, it's a sci-fi future thing. Takes place with this all-woman military team who had to go out into space and do some military mission that, of course, turned into something it wasn't, and they found out it was some part of some secret mission. And there's these women in white who are sort of the leaders of the whole human race. Then they're sort of I think they're mystical. They have some sort of mystic powers too, and they're in charge of everything, trying to run it. And then they ran into some alien race finally that wanted to kill them or something. It was good stuff. Like I said, I enjoyed the first 3 issues. There's always some stories in the back of what's going on in this world. Her Eternal Majesty's 787th Heavy Legionnaires. I think that's who our lead characters are. But this all good stuff. I enjoy the Forge. Let me show you the couple of books I got. The first one I got last Friday, and I showed it off on our Cavern of Chaos Friday night show. This is The Last Ronin, the covers. This isn't the graphic novel of The Last Ronin. This is all of the alternate covers of the 4-issue series. So there's like 200 pages in this book of covers. That's how many covers they had. I guess I like the idea that, hey, we got so many covers, let's put all the covers in a book. And it's oversized. It's like Golden Age size, like the comic itself was, the size of the original Turtle stuff. And sometimes you get prelim sketches. Most of the time you don't. But it's just a fun book to look through, all the different covers. In a way, I wish they had the logos on them, though, because I kind of like my comic book cover. They're one with a prelim sketch. I like my comic book covers with the logos on them, so. But still fun. Just tons and tons and tons of stuff. And a lot of artists I've never heard of. I don't know where they found all these artists, but I haven't heard of a lot of them. And the next book I got was a free one because it came in damaged, if you see this corner here. So Roy, my LCS owner, was like, you want this one? You can have it for free. It's Form and Void. I think this is the very last volume of Cerebus. I have all the original issues of it. But I never got the collected edition. This is the most unreadable of all Cerebus volumes, so I look forward to at least flipping through it again. This is the end of Cerebus when he dies, old, unloved, and alone. And he's spending a lot of time writing Holy Scripture, too. It's a really, really weird ending to Cerebus. But I haven't read it since, like I said, I was buying it monthly. At the end, when I was late to Cerebus, but then I started buying some of these editions, but sometime like in the early 2000s, when I think it ended in like 203, 204. Maybe it was the late 90s or like 2000 when I said I want to be on board with the issues when Cerebus ends. So that's what I did. I got the last 50 issues or so on my pull list. So that's why I never had these collected editions of them. But hey, I'll take a damaged one for free, especially if it's only a little bit damaged. That's not too bad. See, how much was this otherwise? What's the price on one of these? I don't know. It's got a sticker, a UPC sticker on it. I wonder if that's over the price. It says, I don't think my comic shop put this sticker on it. I probably, whoever the distributor was. The Last Day, new printing, October 22, 1390. So maybe this actually came out in 2022. I don't know. Either way, I got it for free, so I'll check it out. Let me show you a piece I did this week. What do we got? Ooh, Dreams of Things, number 2004. And there's the monster face. You've seen that before. Another strange one. I don't know. This is like statues in a way. It's like we're in a museum in some strange dream world. Because I don't think these are actually people. These are live people. Because we got a head on Another, I think I just showed you one with heads on like sticks and poles. Now we got more heads on things. I like these purples over here, a little yellow in our purple. Wow, I don't know. It's strange. This one is like I'm looking at art in a museum in a page. Sometimes I really don't look at these closely until I show them to you, and then seeing them on the screen makes them look differently. Kind of interesting. All right, so there we go. Little artwork, some comic books. You guys have a good week out there.